Okay, good morning, everyone. My name is Adam Sharp, CEO of CleverTouch. Welcome to the Gherkin. Just to set the scene today, there we go, there's the welcome. And that's where you are. So we're up fairly high today, built by Norman Foster. Apparently is as nearly as fat as it is long, so I can identify with that. So the purpose of these events really is to hopefully to connect with one another. We run a lot of these events, and it's really to try and to network, not to be sold to, but to network, to hear from your peers and get some ideas and thoughts as well. So the title, which made me laugh a little bit, crikey, there we are, the WTF Factor. Actually, I realise it does actually mean what's the future. So every time I get one of those texts from my children now, I realise they're asking me for my clairvoyancy skills. Sometimes they put an A in there for actual, so what's the actual future, Dad? That makes me sleep well at night. Anyway, okay, so the agenda today, after me, it's on to, we've got David. David's going to be looking a lot at the sales and marketing issues, conundrums around reporting, first touch, last touch, and you'll see lots of dashboards there as well. And David runs the data analytics in our organisation. Then we're going to hear from Leslie Mountain, talk about what they're doing around their technology and how they measure marketing's contribution to the business. Business that started primarily through acquisition and was very operationally focused. Sales and marketing was a bit of a dirty word, but I understand it's changed massively there. Then we're going to have a quick break, and then we're going to hear from Robert Walters, talking about what he's doing there. So Robert Walters is a recruitment company. I think the market leader in that space is only about 3%, so it's very fragmented. Robert's done this before and has got lots of plans and is doing quite a lot of stuff very quickly there at Robert Walters. And then you can by all means ask questions throughout the day as well, but we might have a few questions at the end. I think Phil's going to host that one there as well. So from my perspective, I like to sort of set the scene a little bit and hopefully get people thinking a little bit. But personally, as a marketer, I sort of find it a little bit frustrating and a little bit lamentable even that the biggest innovation in marketing last year came out of an EU regulation. I don't want to mention those four letters, but it actually has driven better, more responsible marketing. So that fear of it coming down the track, it's now here and is actually resulting in better, smarter marketing. And organizations are increasingly, even like a year ago, I started hearing those four letters being mentioned in the US as well. So they're picking up on it as well. And it's something that can either build or kill reputations, as I'm sure you're all aware. Actually, probably the coolest company, I never thought I'd say that again, but the coolest company in tech at the moment is probably Microsoft. They're doing some phenomenal stuff. And their CEO has actually come out and said this, that data privacy should be a human right. So we don't longer take it for granted. And it still makes me laugh when I go shopping with my wife and someone will ask for her postcode and her name, and it's like, it's just a little bit invasive sometimes, So anyway, so data validity and management will be or should be almost second nature to most organizations today. One of the things we champion a lot is this idea of the spine, 4 layers from the web, the content management system, to the MA, to the CRM and the MA. And it should be second nature. It should be high on your agenda. As much as just reporting where those leads and business are coming from. With that in mind, very pleased to highlight our partners, also co-sponsors, Integrate. Got Colby over there. So Integrate, a very innovative, well-financed organization. I know Leslie uses Integrate and talks very highly of them. The idea of building data management into your architecture now, it should have been the technology that should have been built into marketing automation, but never was. So again, it will come up on the agenda today, but it might be something you start looking at as well, the idea of data management inside your organization. One of my favorite quotes from a few years ago, I think it's someone out of the University of Texas, and this is where marketing was a few years ago. We were capturing data in all formats, but our ability to do anything with it was pretty lamentable. This actually is one of David's Tableau reports, and each dot here, this is the real customer's data here, each dot here represents a different job title. So if you think that marketing is really about positioning, segmentation, and targeting, how are you going to address these targets if your job clusters are as clustered as that? You know, you're going to be buggered. So we're great at capturing it. We're not, or haven't been so good at managing it, and we haven't been very good at interpreting it. And that is changing now. Organizations now are spending a huge amount on reporting and building insight into their organizations. And this is really what it's all about. In most organizations, it's about marketing, flipping that dial, if you like, from being seen as a cost center, seen as those operating in art gallery mode that believe just creative is going to be a driver of revenue and business outperformance. The brand dinosaurs are dead. Everyone has to do brand as a matter of course. It's no longer a differentiator. But moving to that profitability and being able to not just report on the past, but look to the future is absolutely key. So I just put this in here from the other day. This is the way we run our business. Again, using that spine, we're using Tableau here, a series of reports. And it means that we can look at the business mobile, we get a refresh every 15 minutes, and we can drill down on these reports, and you know, we can run the business from anywhere, and be it in your pajamas or your pinstripe suits. So, and also one of the other things that we look a lot about is that lead attribution, that first touch, not last touch. But knowing marketing's contribution, the nets here, is very important. But so much more than that, you've got to provide insight to the business as well. So we did a little survey of the delegates, those attending today beforehand. I just want to share some of the results with you, so at least you sort of know where the norm of the room is, if you like. There we go, marketing automation in place, so most of you are happy with it. So this is great, because 2 years ago, there would have been a lot of not sures probably leading the space here as well. So it's becoming a little bit more mature, a little bit more embedded. Unfortunately, this is quite lamentable. But still, the prime measure is open rates and click-throughs, what we call vanity metrics as well. But hopefully in a year's time, this one and some of these will be, those top three there will be further up. They're putting in a strong performance, but still not number one. What marketing metrics does the business want to see? Again, you're still being seen just as a lead generation machine, which again, marketing should, I think, be a little bit more than that. Yes, it's important, but there's more than that. This is encouraging, though. Again, the one organization in the business that's going to change the whole sales and marketing relationship and think about the customer rather than just closing deals is going to be the marketing organization. So the fact that you aren't no longer just seen as a source of leads, but you're seen as maybe a driver of change, and I think that will come out in the presentations today. That is fabulous. So well done there. Are you able to prove the marketing ROI? Yes, always. Yes, sometimes. Or again, still too many no's. But this is still super positive as well. So it'd be great if we can do it all the time as well. And we are moving away from those running a business by spreadsheets, which is fabulous as well. And then, in your opinion, what's the biggest barrier to proving ROI? Lack of closed loop. Again, that's why you need that infrastructure in place. You don't need the frenzied stack, but you do need a coordinated and orderly spine, if you like. But inconsistent data is still there as well, and this surprises me as well, because there is no reason really, there's no excuse to having shitty data anymore. We've got the tools, we've got the resources. We should be able to get through that. What do you feel needs to change it? The questions here, or the responses were, we need an audit to improve our data processes. Again, just highlighting why companies like Integrate and others are there for your opportunity to do something better, if you like. So the speakers today, as I say, we've got David's on first, then we've got Iron Mountain, and then we've got Robert from Robert Walters. without further ado, I'm going to hand over to David. So there we are, David.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.